The narrative engineer, Massad Boulos at the UN, a diplomat or a propagandist? When Massad Boulos stood at the United Nations Security Council and spoke about Sudan, he wasn't speaking casually. He was engineering a narrative. And that narrative is not neutral. It's a distortion dressed in diplomatic language. Let's dissect what he actually said. 1. There are no good actors in Sudan. Read that again. Sudan has a national army, a state institution, internationally recognized. The RSF is a militia, an armed group accused of genocide, systematic rape, and ethnic cleansing. One is defending sovereignty, the other took up arms against it. To collapse both into no good actors is not balanced. It's moral flattening. It erases the difference between a state defending itself and a militia that massacres civilians. This isn't objectivity. This is narrative engineering, and it serves one purpose: to muddy the waters until accountability becomes impossible. 2. There is no military solution. What does that mean in practice? Let's be real. When a militia occupies territory, controls gold mines, and is accused of genocide, telling the state there is no military solution is a code. It means don't defeat them, negotiate with those who have slaughtered your people. A sovereign state does not negotiate its own disintegration. It restores order. Calling for a political settlement while the RSF remains armed doesn't freeze the conflict. It freezes the imbalance, and freezing imbalance is not peace. It's about preserving militia leverage. 3. Boulos called for truces. Sudan already signed the Jeddah Declaration. The SAF abided by it, the RSF did not. Many violations occurred. What happened? Zero consequences. Truces without enforcement don't protect civilians. They give the militia breathing space. Notice the pattern. Every single time the Sudanese armed forces advance, international calls for humanitarian pauses magically intensify. Every time. Ceasefires without disarmament, without verification, without consequences. They are not peace initiatives, they are tactical pauses. And in a symmetric war, tactical pauses benefit the side that needs time to regroup, not the side trying to restore state authority. 4. Boulos referenced suffering. He mentioned atrocities. He did not say genocide in Al-Fashir. He did not name the RSF as the perpetrator. He did not say what human rights monitors have documented: ethnic targeting, mass graves, systematic extermination. Why? Because if he condemns the RSF, he implicitly condemns their sponsors, the UAE, who sits in the same chamber. When genocide is softened into humanitarian language, responsibility disappears. That's not caution, that's dilution. And dilution is complicity. 5. The elephant in the Security Council room. In May 2025, Sudan formally accused the United Arab Emirates of financing, arming, and sustaining the RSF. Khartoum severed diplomatic ties with the UAE and declared it as an aggressor state. Investigative journalists have traced the logistics, supply networks, flight paths, gold smuggling routes. These aren't conspiracy theories. They are central to understanding why this war continues. Boulos said nothing about external sponsorship. He ignored the Sudanese government's stance entirely. You cannot solve a conflict if you refuse to name who fuels it. You cannot mediate if you disregard the state's position. Calling for truces while ignoring the foreign money and weapons sustaining the militia isn't peace building, it's political shielding. To sum it up, Sudan is not a failed state with no good actors. Sudan is a sovereign nation confronting armed rebellion fueled by foreign powers. When international rhetoric equalizes the army and the militia, when it dilutes genocide into generic suffering, when it ignores external financing, that's not neutrality. That's selective clarity. And selective clarity doesn't protect civilians, it protects power. The question isn't whether Boulos' words were diplomatic. The question is who benefits from the story he told. Obviously, the RSF, the UAE, and those who look away. This is Sabah Al-Makki, Al Auda TV.